Hello and welcome. This is CCFN 71 Round 2. I am Gek and I am joined by
MVP.
Yeah, and we're going to be casting this Round 2 on Toy River Valley Assault and Secure version 1 between, let's just bring up the list. It's Mumblerines, Asterisk, 303rd, and EUK versus Op4, Fighting Honey Badgers, Husaria, and Indies. And last round, Russian side, so the guys who are now on the US side, so that's 303rd, EUK, Asterisk, and Mumblerines won by 202 tickets. And that was mostly due to the material they destroyed. Obviously, the Russians have slightly bigger guns on their vehicles, but generally you don't, because they took out like 150 tickets worth of just material, which is pretty significant when you're playing over 500 tickets. And let's just have a look what the US side's doing this time around. And just feel free to interrupt me whenever, Pete, and I'll just shut up.
Alright, will do.
Alright, so right now US side actually taking all their heavy vehicles out for a spin. They're a bit slow, aren't they? Yeah, they're actually 20 seconds late, kind of, or at least 10. That might play a huge difference. We never know. It depends on how hard the other team actually rushes Malak. They do have...
well, same goes for the Russians.
Can we just confirm
they're a bit late?
Yeah, only Indies got off to a quick start. The rest of the assets were a bit blocked at main. But yeah, Indies is taking the northern route, so they're probably going for the rush on
we've
Malak.
had a logistics incident. We've flipped the logic.
Hang on. EUK here on the radio saying they had a logistics incident after flipping the Logi in the first, what can I say, first 100 meters. Yeah. They flipped the Logi, which is impressive all in on its own. So Malakabad is going to be way late. They need to push in there fast, especially with Indies already on their way in there. Yeah. Is that a Logi they're in?
Be way ahead. I'll have a quick look.
Yep. No, that is a troop transpo. So no fob for them, but they're still going to be there way ahead of the US side, which is quite significant. Last round, basically US side were here and well established long before the Russians were even close. And the same goes for the Russians on Mod Zai. They were there and secure before the US side had made it anywhere near. So basically the Russians now hoping to stop the US side's capture of Malakabad while they themselves capture Mod Zai. But the US actually do have troops assaulting Mod Zai, and they are going to be there what looks like at least slightly ahead of the Russians, or at least they're going to be in better positions. Russians now pushing in with
well and truly stuck, yeah.
A BTR 82A.
Wait for it to respawn.
It's dropping off infantry.
The Americans getting their Humvee on the flag, although they gotta be careful facing off against Indies who are relatively aggressive.
Squad 4, you want that fob on the mark?
They could get a nasty surprise for this Humvee, which only has like 3 people in it.
Yeah, Indies, one of the big dogs in this matchup here. Oh, and that Crow, one more hit, and it's a goner. And he knows it. Oh, some
good work with the logic, guys. Thank you.
Top quality profanity there. Yeah, and it's Bivar Zulu, as well as Jim Jam, and they're going to make it out of there, I think.
And in the meantime, more Russian vehicles pushing in, possibly Indies coming in with another Logi. I think they set up a fob. Let me quickly check. Yes, Indies now getting up a hab.
Yeah, but that's a BTR driving past there. Is there a Logi?
There is a Logi, so Indies now has a hab in the western compound of Malakabad.
Oh, nice. So they're set up pretty well. And Jim Jam and Zulu actually turned right around So they're still super duper exposed where they are. One rocket and they're dead. Oh, yeah, there goes the second rocket. They're gonna burn out now. There's just no way of saving that Humvee. And let's just pay attention to it. Oh, wow. Third rocket, but that looked like it was a frag. And this Humvee is actually surviving 2 hits.
In the meantime, a Russian Logi got destroyed on Charlie 7 by an American Humvee. So that's a Logi out of the game for the Russians there.
I can do
All
it.
right,
Probably
so
trying to go for a northern flank on Shakar.
So they're pretty even on Logis right now, because EUK managed to flip theirs on the US side. So the Russians do look pretty secure, though. I would say way more so than the US side on Malakabad. They do have control over their flag. And the US side...
Asterix tried a light counterattack on the Modzai flag, but that has been dealt with by the FHB people.
Yep. Fighting Honey Badgers there. Pushing back Asterisk. And Asterisk do have a fob up, but it has not been supplied. And it's in the same location as the US fob was last round, down the river there.
Yeah, we got infantry on Malak.
Where the field sort of cut off. And let's see, US side now, I would say there's more infantry here, but they're not really engaging right now. I think they're pulling back, trying to get their shit together. Oh, this Logi nearly, it's burning up.
Yeah, now the Russians calling out they're capping Malakabad. We can see a couple of that trio third guys, so it looks like the first counter assault was also repelled by Indies and Op4. And they are now well in control of the flag.
Yeah, I think Fighting Honey Badgers has told the guys, we're fine here, just push up, and they have, because it's 3 squads now on the attack versus 2 squads on defense, and they are in trouble. Especially the way Indies pushed up in the early game, and the fact that the US side was delayed. Not working in their favor. There is a striker here, though, in position, but does have infantry moving up on it. It's Alpha from Op4, as well as Indies Koluma? And here comes the Lats as well. So the striker actually pulling out. Actually, really wise choice.
Yeah, probably a smart move, seeing what happened to the first line of assault of 3 1/3.
Oh, hell no. Yep, that didn't go well.
Alright, so Russians well in control of Malakabad, so it's up to the US troops that captured Chakar to see what they will do to try to deal with that issue.
Yeah, Chakar actually completely void of any US troops right now.
Do they have a defensive fob or?
No, nothing. There's nothing up there at all.
Alright.
Yep.
We do now see Mumblerines pushing in with a striker from the north of Malakabad.
Yeah.
The first RPG misses.
What I think is Mumblerines capture that with that striker. And right now they're coming in. And you see them dropping off all the way there. Oh, placing that striker right up against that fence there.
Yeah, so they'll know that the hab is there, I assume.
Oh yeah. These Heskos or these sandbags sort of don't leave much open for debate right there. So right now they've established themselves on the outside. They do have Synopsy though, taking out quite a few of them. 3 it looks
casualty.
like. Yeah.
Now HSR coming
Oh, BTR coming in from the rear. Oh, and the BTR goes because of that rocket. That's a beautiful, beautiful save there.
Busta coming in with the help there for the striker. Busta
Absolutely.
with the rocket from the hilltop.
And that's gonna save that. Oh, nope. No. That could be the end of it. I think it's gonna blow. And so does Panther.
Indy's calling out to be careful with the vehicles now.
Yeah.
Probably remembering the last round where they lose a lot of tickets because of asset loss.
Absolutely. That was all down to the asset loss there. And Mumblerines having been rebuffed ever so slightly here. I'm wondering if there is a lat anywhere. Nope. So I think the striker, if he can make it back, but it looks like he's going to have to take the long way around. Oh, Russia's now capturing Malak. And I'm looking for... They have nothing headed to Chakar at all.
Careful though, they're calling out enemies on the hab. Asterix is pushing in from the south on that hab and taking out a lot of Indies guys and up
Oh,
4 guys.
wow, yeah. They are absolutely... I see 6 bodies down. Man, this striker is playing a dangerous game. Let's have a quick look at the tickets. It's 441 for the US side, 423 for the Russians. So US side currently actually 20 tickets in the lead. And here's the thing as well, sort of it is the major disadvantage with rushing is if you how can I put this? If you rush in and you capture a flag, but you capture it just as the enemy counterattacks. Basically, when you capture the flag, the enemy doesn't lose tickets because they never had the flag in the first place. But now you have the flag, and if the enemy captures it, you lose tickets. So basically, you just set yourself back by rushing. So
Indeed.
they absolutely need to hold this flag right now, but look at how localized they are on that hab. They're really, really pushed in tight, and 303rd now having cleared out the east side here. No Russians there. They are all up on this hab, and the US side know exactly where it is.
Yeah, Mumblerines and Asterix really pushing on that hab, allowed for 303rds to just completely take over the major part of the cap zone.
Yep. And Mumblerines pushing in here. Very, very hard. And Hassaria now coming in as well. As well as some fighting honey badgers. And what kind of vehicle is that? That sounds like an MTLB pushing up, but it is... Yeah, it is. A 50 caliber MTLB.
FHB leaving the Mod's Eye flag completely. They do have a non-supplied fob up there, at least a fob without a hab. But the cap itself is empty. FHB completely pushing up.
Yeah, but that's...
mopping up, it would seem, as they were pushing to Malakabad, because there is an Asterix squad to the south that is completely down.
Yeah, I see him, I see him. Nearly completely wiped. They have a couple of guys here. But generally, all gone. Really nice, clearing up that southern flank. But right now, I feel like the Russians are at a slight disadvantage, especially since they have no attack mounted yet for Chakar Kot. They need to do that ASAP. Get something over there.
Although they do seem to be back in control of the cap zone on Malakabad itself, the enemies that were attacking their hab seem to have been taken out.
Yeah.
Although mass spawn of Asterix in the river.
Ooh, wow, but they are being... if you notice, way to the south, there looks to be a 30 caliber...
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a BTR, actually, not an MTLB.
That is a 30 mil. A 30 mil Vaughan, or however you would pronounce it.
It is the BTR 82A, or the MTLB is the one with tracks. So Vaughan, so I'm guessing that's Dutch or German for track vehicle. Nope. Yeah, that's
the player name.
Oh, Vaughn. That's Vaughn.
We are going to then before
Yeah.
Alright, sorry.
It's one of those fun US names. But this is a BTR 82A, so that's 40 tickets on wheels.
Okay, what about defense guys?
Let's have a
Asterix
look.
looking to survive it though.
Yep.
Having 4 to 5 guys managing to push across that river.
Yeah, and I feel like although the US side are getting hit hard from multiple angles, as well as now looking to lose another striker. I think Giddy has a lat kit there. Yeah, he does. But he needs to remember the 10-meter range here. You can't pop that when you're too close. I think he's aware. And he waits, very, very patient shooting there. And gets that striker.
And it goes down.
Absolutely beautiful play by Giddy there. Commendable. He's going to be taken out now, though. No. Busta. Yeah, Busta gets him, but he got the striker, so that's like, what, 35 kills, theoretically.
In the meantime, though, combined US forces have taken over the main compound of Malak and are putting up a lot of pressure on the Russian hab.
Yeah.
These forces are having a hard time to keep them out.
Yeah, absolutely. And just the fact that they're getting hit so hard means that the US side are now once again neutralizing this flag. And that could set the Russians back. They are, however, some Russians on the north side here. Oh, another striker looks to be going down as well.
Wow, that's gonna take another big hit out of tickets.
Absolutely,
Another
yeah,
hit.
it's been hit twice.
And the Humvee goes down as well. I believe that was Pro Humvee on the hill.
Oh, that's 20 tickets. And that's a striker, so that's 35. So now we are at actually not all that bad for the US side. I mean, they did have a 20 ticket advantage earlier, but now they're down by about 32 tickets, 35. Which, honestly, considering how much material they've lost, not too bad.
Well,
And
that could possibly even become less big if they capture back the flag with the
absolutely.
the game before.
Absolutely.
They did not lose tickets in the beginning, but they could lose, take a hit out of the tickets of the Russians now.
Yeah, that's going to give them a ticket advantage. I'm thinking a small ticket advantage, especially with Diego this close to the hab right now and flanking beautifully through that building. Getting 2, 3. Momblarines Diego here, killing machine.
Right now.
4.
South.
We're camped in the western half, on the west side.
Wow. I believe this is this relentless force cannot be stopped on that hab.
Absolutely not, especially with all these guys coming in now to support Diego. This hab is going to fall, definitely. I wonder where the actual FOB is, though.
In the meantime, we do see FHB pushing up on the east. They have dropped a rally and are now trying to push towards the east of Malakabad, towards the high ground.
Oh, yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Attacking from a new angle, especially the way the US forces are distributed south there. 303rd on the south side of the flag, just trying to intercept any forces coming in that direction. You'd be
FHB actually dropping a fob.
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, right there. Nice location as well. Not too open, not too sort of hidden. You can sort
well
of
defendable.
Yep. Well defendable and not easy to spot, basically.
Exactly.
So let's have a look. Yeah, US side all over this. Indies trying to push in, maybe save the hab and the fob.
They might be able if they play it well. There is a couple of them. 4 Russians alive right now.
Yeah, and ooh,
and the stakes are still up. The stakes are still up.
I cannot believe it. They didn't kill Nibbler. He didn't see Nibbler and got shot for it. I couldn't tell you who that was, but
that was probably Marvin from Asterix.
Yeah. So, well, US side got the hab down,
Yeah, fob down
and
on the west side of Malakabad.
the fob isn't down. They're saying the fob's down, but the fob cannot be down because the hab's still there, sort of.
Yeah, they might decide to leave the stakes up as to prevent the Russians from putting up a hab anywhere else.
Yeah, but they're saying the fob is down, and the fob, like, basically...
yeah. Probably...
where is the... Yeah, where is the
You're
FOB,
almost
though?
on it, just northwest of you.
Oh, yeah, I hear it now. Oh, wow. That's actually pretty long range. That's a very nice and safe hab.
Might be a
fob
bit
right there.
calculated even.
Absolutely. And yeah, they're definitely going to leave the stakes there, which is the smart move right now. Basically neutering that FOB right there. And
in the meantime, FHB scouting out the entire east flank. They seem to be trying to look for the enemy fob. They're really covering everything on that eastern flank of Malakabat.
They're going to find it as well. I think they've already found the hab.
There is something marked, both a fob and the hab in G7 keep at 5, sub keep at 9 and 8.
Yep.
Fob and hab.
And they are currently digging the FOB. They're leaving the hab. And that could be devastating to the US side because this is their only FOB. This is, or well, not their only FOB, but it's the only hab FOB. There is nothing else anywhere near. Asterisk Marvin now pushing back though. But I think it's going to be too little too late, especially with the amount of cover that is being provided here, especially if Naralu pushes up on this hill here. He might be able to spot him.
Smart move by FHB there, taking advantage of the enemy feeling secure on Malak by taking down their fob.
Yep.
Deciding to just flank around and do the same to the US.
Yeah, they are actually Hasari attacking on the south side here, directly into this contingent of 303rd that we noticed earlier. And they took a lot of casualties. I see 4 dead Hasaria members here just on the south side of Malak.
I do believe the US fob is down right now on Malak.
Yes it is. They no longer have an effective spawn point.
Yes, a squad 4, we're gonna fall
And not to mention that between fighting honey badgers and Malakabad is where most of the US rally points are. So if they manage to swoop in, if they manage to swoop in, they're going to be able to take out every spawn point. But it looks like fighting honey badgers are getting taken out to a man here. Right now, 2 guys alive. It is God's Hammer and...
Actually, Angie managed to push past.
Yeah.
He's now approaching the Malakabat compounds itself.
Yeah, and if he moves slightly south, he's going to take out that rally point. Well, rally point got taken out just as the 303rd's... yeah, and that's 303rd's squad leader. That's the thing. That's their squad leader, so it's basically the crucial guy managed to spawn.
Yeah. And Angie watching through the murder hole, however, he was too close, so his gun was showing through the wall.
Yeah.
So that old man knows he's there, but still Angie manages to take him out.
Nice.
Banshee now obviously very sure where Angie is located. But that's, people need to pay attention to that. If you're watching through windows or through walls, you need to pay attention where your player model is actually, because if your gun is sticking to the window or your backpack or your feet are sticking to the wall, enemies will have crucial information on where to find you, which is obviously,
absolutely.
in a game like this, where it only takes 1 bullet to kill you, is crucial.
Yeah, and especially with murder holes. I can't count the amount of times I've killed someone because I saw their gun poking out through a murder hole.
Exactly. Keep your distance from murder holes. Like, imagine there's another player standing in between you and where you're looking through, and you should be fine then.
Yeah, and it's not like it impedes your view. By the way, the Russians now once again establishing their control, their utter and total dominance on the west side here, and fewer and fewer U.S. troops now actually on flag. I count. Wow. Erasmus as well. Yeah, they're losing Malak right now because of this, and they're building the hab back up.
However, so yeah, the Russians seem very strong on Malak, but the US Asterix is now pushing in on the west of Modzai, where only 2 Russians are now alive. However, they're pulling back in a couple of more reinforcements, but we got Marines pushing from the north and Asterix from the west. We could be looking at a double neutral again.
Oh, absolutely. And but keep in mind though,
cap zone is small.
There is
They
a
gotta be
Russian, yeah, there is a
have
Russian
one
hab right here. So
Yeah,
anyone who dies up by Malakabad can easily come and sort of help out
Yeah,
this
yeah.
flag. And they have a very, very limited amount of time. As soon as this neutralizes, or as soon as Malakabad neutralizes, they are, by definition, out of time.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
If they don't start
And-
capping before that.
Indeed,
on
and
the way
I do
back.
believe they won't make it because there is only 3 Americans close
Let's
to the
go.
Malakabad flag with, I believe, 2 to 3 Russian squads.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
not
And
getting to
the Americans
point,
have
move to
not
the
entered
bunker,
the cap zone
infantry
on
on the
Modzai
north
yet,
side.
so
Yeah, but Malakabad not yet neutral. So they need to have 5, 6 guys on, 7 guys on flag. Yeah, so yeah, there's little chance.
Op 4 now calling for backup on Modzai. Still, the enemy not capping.
Yep. And quick look at the tickets as well tells
You
us
can
that
note
the Russian side are actually 25 tickets behind right now.
Yeah, we're capping.
And
Copy this.
they are actually 50 kills behind as well. US side doing
Yeah.
really, really well this time. So,
So the Russians got ahead on the neutralization of Malak. However, the Russian FOB is also on Modzai, so I assume the US will be taking them. That FOB is gonna cost them 20 tickets.
yeah.
They might not be in time to neutralize though.
Yeah, they are not in time to neutralize. They're still not capping on Modzai, and this flag is already neutral, so there's just no time. They can gain the 20 tickets, but they'll be terribly out of position when the Russian side captures, and hopefully this time they're going to send someone to Chikar and stretch the US side a little bit. I think that was their big mistake last time. They had no offense going on. They were just sitting there in defense, and the US side could keep pushing and throw waves upon waves on that FOB.
Indeed. At the moment at Shakar,
Yeah, I
we
think
can
they'll be
see
able to do
Vaughn
a
with a
double
30
neutral
mil.
because we're
However,
neutralizing pretty
yeah,
fast.
there's not going to be a squad leader or anything, so
Copy.
not much more is going to happen there. But the Russians
Are we
will
able to
have
get,
their
FOB
30
down
mil
north of the map?
established on the high ground at Shakar, looking at anything that approaches from the US,
Yeah.
with FHB having a couple of guys pushing up on foot.
All right. Well, that's all you need. You need those 3 guys, especially if it is. Let's see. I don't even know who's. It is Dog's Body. So Dog's Body is their squad leader, and he is in that group of 3. It's Dog's Body, God's Hammer, and Angie. So basically, as soon as he realizes they're going to capture that, he just needs to drop a rally. Oh, by the way, Striker now getting hit. It's going to be Mix. Mix and Bash. Oh, getting hit by the 30 mil. As well as a rocket here. Gets taken out.
We have the double.
And we have a double neutral.
Good work.
We have a double neutral.
Wow. So
So
this.
Asterix and Mumbles managed to get the double neutral in time. That has to be insanely close.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I don't know how close the Russians were to capturing Malakabad. They have their entire team right there right now. So talking about morale, that's gonna be a huge blow.
Absolutely huge
Squad
blow.
leader,
So
contact,
close
think
to
about one behind you
to
your,
winning this.
northwest.
And Russian side as well. 25 tickets behind, roughly. So now they sort of have to. They sort of have to divide their forces a little bit and send some of these guys they have up here in defense down towards the offense, and then it's up to the US side to sort of decide what are we going to do. Are we going to then sort of try and take back our flag or keep holding this double neutral? And it's all up to, like, if you feel confident you're in the lead, then you should do one thing. If you have no idea, then
Yeah.
God knows.
The thing is now, of course, Mumblerines and Asterix having a very good idea of where the enemy is going to be approaching from, because they, of course, know that all the
Squad
enemies
two, do you
were
think you're
at
gonna be able to
Malakabad,
hold Modzai alone?
which might not end well for the
No.
Op 4 forces pushing up from the northeast right now.
Yeah, and especially given Mumblerines having the US optics and also given the advantage of these mountains here.
Yeah. And
Uh,
of course, being good shooters in general
yeah,
as well.
Mumblerines generally, in my opinion anyway, I would say top 3 in terms of shooting clans in the scene right now. And you can sort of tell by the way
Yeah.
anyone who gets close enough just dies. And
Yeah,
this
let's
is-
just say
Yeah, we got the
there's
apparently
not
we're
a
in
lot
the
of
30 mil in Gulf
one-to-one
5 somewhere in close to
face-to-face
Czechoslovakia.
engagements that you'll generally win. They have the quick reactions. You should be able to get the flank on them if you really want to make a difference.
Yeah, generally, I like if you want to win against the Mumblerines, just avoid them. That's the best way to let them do something somewhere, and then you do something else that
Well,
sort
yeah.
of stops their plan. That's a good
Flanking,
way.
of course, they have their wall of mumbles, but of course the wall is looking in one direction. So if you manage to get on the other side of the wall, you're
Yep.
able to deal a lot of damage there. But now we
Absolutely.
see a lot of the Op4 forces being cut down in the river, with Asterix and the Bumblmarines spreading out into the valley and the hills.
Yep.
Um,
And
so
as well as
Op4
this
has
very
got
this very aggressive defense Mumblerines are doing as well. They're not just sitting on flag taking pot shots. They are taking pot shots and then pushing out quite hard and then wipe the entire force.
yeah. Do they have a rally somewhere close to Modzai?
Not anymore. They
Because
do,
that's
however, have an FOB down in the southeast direction
Yeah.
with a hab. I'm hovering above right now.
I see, because that's often a wise choice to make. Like if you're defending and you have a spawn point close, it's better to push out and get killed outside, which will give your guys and yourself time to respawn
Yeah,
and set up position again.
absolutely.
If you're defending only in like the vicinity of the defense cap itself and the vicinity of your own spawn point, you won't have a lot of time to react to anything that is coming your way.
Yeah, absolutely. You wanna keep the enemy fighting where they don't like.
Where it doesn't matter. Basically.
Yeah, you want them fighting where they don't want to be, right? If they want to be
Exactly.
on flag, you don't want to fight them on flag. You want to fight them way before flag, or make them do a weird flank and then fight them over there. So it's basically keep them constantly away from the flag. But right now, Mumblerines on the south side of this flag with EUK and 303rd, as well as some Mumblerines on the north side as well. I think they've set up a new FOB and HAB, so US side now once again have a spawn point to engage Malakabad with, but it's going to be a tough fight just chasing out the enemy once again from the same position.
Enemy FOB, same spot as before in
Loads of Russians still on Malakabad.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like they'll be pushed out soon. However, no Russians on Modzai. We got a couple of Asterix and Mumberine scouts spread out very well across the entire area, so they'll be able to see anything that approaches, be it north, east, south, or west. They got their scouts all over the place. We got mortars coming in from the Russians on Modzai, but the Americans are just too spread out to do any real damage.
Yeah. But I mean, they do, well, they've got 5 guys here right now. I feel like, well, 6. It's actually, is it asterisk now on this?
Let me know if you need assistance at Modzai when pushing.
It is. It is asterisk for the most part on this flag. It is exclusively asterisk. Mumblerines have already moved out. So right now, oh wow, what was that? Another striker?
Actually, it looks like I have missed something. The Russians seems to have a defense flag at Modzai, so they're actually capping Malakabad. It's not a double neutral anymore. They're actually capping Malak.
Okay, so US side now capturing Malak.
I think that's what it is, unless there's some visual.
Yeah. No, but that's let's just do a quick count. And I can tell you that's incredibly correct, because right now there are at least 6 US troops on flag, but Russians are coming in. I think a lot of their defenders were just outside flag on the west side. But it should be easily stopped by the forces already here from the Russians. US side, however, though, do have, I would say they are at a slight advantage simply because they don't have to move all that much in an exposed terrain, sort of to get where they want to get, whereas the Russians have to move between these two compounds, which is extremely exposed in certain areas.
In the meantime, at Modzai, the Russians FHB pushed up a BTR, and it has taken one rocket shot, and now is being engaged by a striker or a pro.
Ooh,
That's gonna go
and
down.
that's gonna go
Beautiful
down.
By
And what kind of BTR was that? Was that the 82A, the 30mm?
that was a standard BTR. Standard BTR.
All right, so that's 10 tickets less, but still 173 tickets for the Russians, 196. So 23 ticket lead now for the US side, who won last game by 202 tickets.
Yeah, and there's right now not that much that could give the Russians the advantage. They have 2 rally points to the north and the northwest of Modzai, and a fob going up just at a moment to the northwest of it. But it doesn't look like they'll be in a position to assault Modzai again shortly. So it's gonna take a lot of time before they actually get there, which is which of course plays to the benefit of the current US team, seeing that they won the previous round with plenty of tickets.
Absolutely, they won with 202 tickets, and seeing as how it is impossible to gain tickets in this game anymore.
True.
Yeah, theoretically, the guys who are now playing the Russian side, so Fighting Honey Badgers, Hasaria, and Indies, and Op4 have already lost the match, but they might still win the round.
Yeah, which just goes to show how important assets are, because even though I was just being a complete idiot messing around last round, I heard you saying that the match itself was incredibly close, but the asset loss kind of determined the entire outcome of the game.
Absolutely, and this game I feel like it's been much more a fight over the flags. The asset loss on each side has been way more equal. I would say the US side, the now winning side, has lost the majority of the assets, and they are up by now 40 tickets. If they didn't lose, I think they've lost maybe 3 or 4 strikers this round. But then again, there has been some BTR losses as well. So it's sort of, asset loss has been slightly more even, but so is the ticket count.
Yeah, now it seems that the Russians have actually marked the enemy fob and have in Hotel 9. So...
Hotel 9?
Yeah, they have marked an enemy.
Oh,
fob
right.
and
Yeah.
have
Okay.
in
Okay.
Hotel
Okay.
9.
Yeah. I was trying to find the. Yeah. So they know it's down
Is that
there.
correct?
Yep, that is correct. And
yeah, we'll just have to see if they first try to mount an assault there, or just try to go for Modzai first, because we do have 2 squads. One squad pushing in from the north, one squad pushing in from the west, trying to recapture Modzai. That is FHB and Indies.
I mean, if they manage to recapture and then they take control over Malakabad, and then they get Chakar, and they sort of get the ball rolling, they can still win by a decent amount of tickets. But they've gotta start doing that now. Speaking of which, we do have a couple of Russians now. It looks like it's Indies Synopsy who goes down, and then Indies Radical as well. However, Asterix is ready.
Got killed, and also the eastern push, the western push, sorry, is thinned out a bit. We got Erasmus and Ralu left, but it doesn't look like this will be the push that will recapture Modzai. However, in the meantime, the Russians still looking relatively strong on Malak.
But look at these mortars, though,
Yeah,
directly on.
Right on the head.
Yeah, and that's pretty devastating. They've got 3-4 kills already, which is pretty nice. And now it looks like the medic's moving out, trying to clear this. Hopefully, more mortars will come. Hopefully for the US side. Not that I'm rooting for anyone. I just want to see people die, really. That's why I'm here, man. Show me blood. Alright, so hopefully now this infantry is saying, hey man, some more boom boom, please. Where is the US?
You need to get a organized.
Yeah, so there's no one actually on, so I'm guessing that
Pushing in now from the north.
I am guessing that mortar or that FOB is out of ammunition, and that's why they stopped bombing, because he's just left that.
Maybe a little side note, in case everything goes well from the Russians on Modzai and they capture Malak about afterwards, they do have
Yeah,
an
copy that,
activated
absolutely.
FOB with HAB to the north, just southwest of Shakarkot in Foxtrot 6. So
Yep.
in case everything would go well, they would be in a good position to just keep the momentum going and do the steamroll towards Shakar. But as I said, it doesn't look like they're in a position to recapture Modzai at the moment.
Yeah, I completely agree. And that is, however, a really, really nice thing to have, that HAB up there. Probably dropped by Dog's Body. He did have him and two guys pushing up. So he probably dropped that before pulling back. Figured if we actually make it, it's going to be practical. However, US side now once again starting to surround the Russians in this compound here, forcing them to stay inside. Hasaria are pushing on the south side though, maybe trying to help their brothers break out. But right now, a lot of GLs coming out here. I think the US... no, they just decided to everyone throw their grenades at the same time. I thought they had an ammo crate or something, but I don't think so. I can't see it on the map. And Modzai still holding. Asterisks putting up way harder fight than I usually see from them. Now they might have a varying degree of skill levels in their clan, and I've seen their let's say less talented players earlier, but right now,
Yeah, my strike.
Asterisk really impressive, and putting up a very good fight against this group.
Yeah, we do now see FHB again approaching from the west through the valley and with the, I assume it's still the same 30 mil on the southern road on the high ground, which is now
100%
taking
to
shots
neutral.
at the US forces.
And I think, oh, so they basically, the US side, have an FOB or a HAB down here, and it has been removed by FHB. However, a US troop, Aris from Asterisk, is back in this. He actually,
Oh wow,
yeah,
that went completely unnoticed by me.
and he's now continues to dig this HAB right here. But why isn't...
We got God's Hammer still close. Aris
Yeah.
shoveling the pump back up. Aris still bleeding.
And wow, they're just so close to each other, still so far.
This could be crucial. Aris still bleeding, but if he takes out God's Hammer, the US will still have their HAB to spawn on and keep the double neutral.
Oh wow, and this goes
And
down.
Aris takes him down. Will he have
Wow.
time to bet?
Well, he is
Yeah,
in
can't be
trouble,
stopped.
but he's been alive for a long time. Yeah, he saves the HAB, right? Nice work, Aris. Saving the HAB, saving his team, as well as another BTR going down, leaving the Russian side with 61 tickets to 126. 41 tickets, a fob, I guess, going down there. Couldn't tell you where. Oh, actually, I think it's the, nope. Yeah, the Russians losing an FOB somewhere.
This HAB is causing us some significant headache. Seriously dug in.
Yeah. So, basically, 36 tickets now for the Russian side. Not long for this world. And, wow, a decent kill advantage here as well for the US side. 175
Thank you.
to 248. So about, what's that? That's 30, actually more like 20, 65 kill advantage, which is pretty decent ticket-wise. That's gonna build up to be quite decent after all.
True.
With
But after all,
Mumble having nearly a
still-
2-to-1 kill death ratio here.
Yeah. However, it still seems like balance-wise on the cap flag area, it seems like a very balanced game. Like this team's making the same decisions, both defending and then deciding to go for the attack.
Yeah.
At the same times. So it looks like this game was yet again decided by ticket loss otherwise than just being able to get those flags. So fob losses, asset losses,
Yep.
the kill difference.
Absolutely, especially in the late game here where your tickets start to dwindle, the asset loss really hurts, especially like they lost that BTR up here.
Good
That's
effects on the motors.
30 tickets when you only have 90
Indeed.
tickets left is 30% of your tickets, needless to say. So it's sort of, it really sets you back, especially when the game is this close. And
Yeah, and it also looks like the Russians marked the HAB as being the fob, or oh no, they actually know where the actual radio is.
all
So
right.
the radio is accurately marked by the Russians.
It is.
So we can see FHB pushing in for that radio right now.
Yeah, it is way in the open though, and a lot of good shooting here on the U.S. side. Wow.
Aries being positioned very well to take out the approaching FHB forces from the north.
Absolutely. And he was the hero who saved the HAB last time. Is he gonna be able to save the fob this time?
Yeah,
We have fighting honey badgers. Oh god damn it! How do I Agi? Yeah, I'm gonna call him Agi. You have fighting honey badgers. Agi still here. I'm just gonna take a
We are
quick
still capturing that flag.
overlook. So U.S. side now saying we're capturing Malakabad, which
Yeah.
does
Let's
make
not forget-
sense.
Indies and Op4 have put up a huge fight for a very long period here. Actually, no, Op4 replacing HSR. It was actually HSR that was here in the beginning. But that HAB and FOB are still up. It's the same HAB and FOB from the beginning of the game.
Absolutely.
So they've been able to put up pressure on Malag and secure that HAB for the entire game, which is relatively impressive seeing the plans they're facing up
Oh
against.
my god!
Is that gone?
That was a huge mortar, taking out 4 guys in one shot. Oh, that
No,
was
it's still active.
gorgeous.
You mean on the west end of Malacca?
Yeah.
And, oh, more mortars coming in. But very sporadic, and now 7 tickets remaining for the Russian forces. I think they're just putting in a last desperate push here. But, with basically 7 tickets left and more than 7 people dead,
Two guys down.
this looks to be now 5-4. Yeah, I think they're just saying this is over, and I kind of agree with them, especially considering they needed to win by 202 tickets. And now they're looking like they're going to lose by another 100 tickets, roughly. So this is looking
All these friendlies are down in Malacca.
looking
Great
grim.
tickets now. Yet again, really interesting to have a round that clearly shows the importance of being careful
losing
with
a
your
lot again.
assets.
Absolutely.
As it is absolutely not up to the flag losses that decides this game, but mostly losing assets and fobs
Yeah,
that decides it down here.
I mean, if one side were really careful and the other side lost all their assets, let's say the Russian side didn't lose, God knows, 3 BTRs, they'd be in the ticket lead right now, you know.
Good job, guys.
So it's sort of,
Rocky start.
America.
We got there.
there we go. So that's a really good game. 83 tickets in the
That
end.
was a nail biter near the end there.
So yeah, that means Mumble Reigns, Asterisks, 303rd, and EUK win by 285 tickets total.
Good game, guys.
So
Yeah,
and that's material. It's the that's basically it. So really well played. GG to everyone. Op for Fighting Honey Badgers, Hasaria Indies, 303rd, Asterisk. God damn it, the thing disappeared. So I'm just gonna have to. So EUK and Mumblerines. I think that's everyone. Really well played, and I've been Gek, and you've been Pete.
Oh, yeah.
You've been Pete, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.